session presented by Red Sea Global. Please welcome the Executive Director of Destination Development for Red Sea Global, Rosanna Chopra, in discussion with SkiftX Vice President, Jeremy Kressmann.
Rosanna, welcome to Skift Global Forum East. So you're here from Red Sea Global. Yep. This is a visionary tourism brand in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You offer luxurious but also sustainable travel experiences. Yep. I know you spoke at Skift India Summit earlier this year, so you're no stranger to Skift. All the great work that Red Sea has been doing to make tourism more accessible. I know that's a passion of yours. Yeah. But I know a lot can change in 6 months. So the destination is now open, very exciting. And we wanted to get an update on how things are changing now that you're welcoming visitors. So let's talk about this milestone. You've got 4 resorts open. Yep. You've got 11 coming from this list of 16. How does your marketing shift now that you're open to the world, Rosanna? Like, what are you thinking about differently as you're now welcoming visitors to these amazing resorts?
So some big things have happened in 2024 from us. So to answer the marketing question, the magic behind the machine is Red Sea Global. We set the standard, we run the design, the master planning, we build. But what we've really had to do is shift from a corporate narrative into a consumer narrative. And that's not a straightforward process because people have got very familiar and confident with the RSG brand. But what's happened in 2024 is it's not just resorts that have opened. So yes, there's Six Senses. Yes, we've got St. Regis, we've got Najuma. We've just opened Shibara. But what's significant about Shibara and equally of Desert Rock, which opens next month, is that we will operate them through RSG Hospitality. And so it's opening resorts, but actually it's a lot more. There's the mobility, there's the airport, it's boats, seaplanes, cars. It's the entire infrastructure that goes into it. It's laundry, health and safety, security. It's significant. And so moving away from what it's taken to make the magic come to life and into narrative and communications through marketing, which is allowing people into our world.
Sure.
It's allowing them to see themselves in our beautiful destinations. It's allowing them to understand the behaviors that we want them to practice. When you look at this image, it's tread lightly, right. Don't touch. And so we have to monitor this, but it's also about talking about joy and this wonderful, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it today, the hospitality. The one thing that is absolutely magical in Saudi is the Saudi hospitality and the warmth and generosity, and making sure all of that is balanced when you come and visit.
Absolutely. Hospitality becomes key rather than kind of developing these ideas. That's really cool. One big attraction to me, as I've learned more about Red Sea, Rosanna, is this thoughtful, seamless integration of the resorts into the surrounding environment, right? You've got this beautiful desert environment. Yep. You're right along the coast. You've got the mountains. As visitors are now coming to these properties, how do you think about the unique activities that visitors can enjoy when they're coming there? Like, what sorts of things are you offering and kind of building into the marketing story?
So one of the first things that I was asked to do when I joined Red Sea Global was to build an operational subsidiary that delivered all of the experiences within the destinations, not just Red Sea, but also Amala, and also be able to grow and evolve with our portfolio. There are lots of reasons we did this. Yes, commercial, yes, operational excellence, but also in order that we could protect the environment. And so now we have WAMA, which is our water sports company. We have Akun, which is our adventure company, and Galaxia, which is our dive company. We now offer 70 experiences with a team of 65 across all 3 brands, which will grow and evolve as we open up further properties. And if you consider, if you look at some of the destinations in the world where they've got such extraordinary thing that they're selling, this beautiful, beautiful islands and archipelago and the sea. If you don't control it and you don't manage it, actually tourism becomes a very destructive thing. And so where we have been so thoughtful and intuitive in design and development, it is imperative that we reinforce that and double down on it by ensuring that these guardians of the Red Sea who are delivering experiences follow the same play.
Yeah, this theme that I've heard mentioned in previous talks, Rosanna, regenerative tourism, making this environment better even than we found it, is going to protect that and offer those amenities in the future so people can continue to enjoy them. I wanted to ask you about live tourism. sort of events. This has become a big theme that Skift has been tracking over the past year, people making decisions about going to see concerts, sporting events. I understand Red Sea has a partnership with the Ocean Race. We see a photo here. How are you thinking about live events as part of the destination experiences you're going to offer to visitors or are offering?
Events are a very, very important part of not just establishing a destination, but also amplifying a destination. Yes, they bring great economic benefits to a destination. I think we all know what Taylor Swift did this year. But if you think beyond that and you think of what actually they can do in terms of establishing messaging and allowing people to see themselves in our destination. And yes, the Ocean Race, for us, we hope, will establish a precedent. It's a partnership we've been in with them for the last 3 years. And this is the very best things about partnerships are ones where you have a shared set of values, you have a shared passion and a commitment for something. And the third really important one is that it's a partnership that can evolve. And that's what this is. The Ocean Race is a 6-month epic voyage, circumnavigation of the world. And it is extraordinary that this will now culminate and end in the Red Sea in 2027, because what we will actually be able to achieve is a fourth very important thing, which is legacy.
Sure.
It's not just the build up to, it's the story after. And I think perhaps what people might not know or they misunderstand about Saudi, particularly the Red Sea coast, is we have seasons. And those seasons will always allow us to have a very diverse event calendar, whether that is music, fashion. We've already hosted the Red Sea Fashion Week, which was incredible on St. Regis, visually, as well as an extraordinary moment of really reinforcing this shift of society. There's culture, there's our dark skies. You've got, this is a big thing for us, it's what we call is our stories of the skies, because throughout the year you get these incredible celestial supermoons or star showers. But it's right through to heritage events and really allowing people to connect with our culture. I think what Saudi has done very well is it's opened up that very important factor about tourism, is that places are always made richer by the people who exist in them and who have lived in them long before we all came. And so, to your point about sustainability and regeneration, I think that's the very important shift that we focus on. Is sustainability is so often just talked about the environment. Regeneration really considers the environment and the community. It really is this commitment to people and planet.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned your dark skies accreditation, Rosanna. As a passionate stargazer myself, I know there are actual events around that, whether it's a solar eclipse or a meteor shower or what have you.
Exactly.
To be able to see that would be really cool. You mentioned sustainability in your last answer. I'd like to talk a bit about that. That's always been a core philosophy of the Red Sea, what you're doing. Can you share more about why you think that theme will resonate with visitors and how you translate into helping them understand that philosophy?
So sustainability is our baseline. It's the bare minimum of what we must achieve, and it's been our guiding principles through the development. Beyond that, we don't necessarily believe that in a live destination position, sustainability is enough, because that's accepting that the status quo is okay. And so if we switch that language and talk to regular travel, which is it's a minus, it's a negative, it's travel that just takes. And then you think of sustainability, which is travel that's sort of zero. It neither gives nor takes, but it does no harm. Our goal and what we achieve, we hope to continue to do, is regenerative travel, which is a plus. It's a positive. It doesn't take, but it adds. It gives. And it's that reciprocity. It's that regeneration. It's that giving back, not just to the place. And how we do that is actually, it's a really interesting thing, Jeremy, because we can curate it, we can put it in itineraries, but people very instinctively want to do it when they stay with us. So if they go diving, they want to go with a marine biologist. They actually want to understand why our coral is so resilient. They want to, if they are even traveling around one of the Umahad Islands on a golf buggy, and they can see all of our mangroves that sit like a border on all of our islands, they say, how can we get involved? So our destination is selling itself without us actually having to do very much. And that's, and so without much effort, we're achieving our regenerative position, this positive, not a negative.
Yeah, and I think that makes the destination more sustainable. As a result, people want to come back in the future because the resources and the amazing environment will still be there for them to enjoy and will in many cases be better.
That's why we need these Red Sea Guardians, because actually our dive sites, we rest them. It's not, we've identified, and this is what we will do forever thus. People, we will only use them for certain periods of time and then we will leave them. And there are certain times of the year where the turtles will prohibit anybody going anywhere near them because they're our priority.
It's all in line with the very thoughtful approach to how you've developed all of this, Rosanna. Talk to me about personalization. This is a buzzword. It gets used a lot in the travel industry, but as I understand it, Red Sea is using this in a very interesting way. When you think about that term and what it means for guest experience, how you create a really customized experience for each guest, how do you deliver on that?
So there's sort of perhaps three ways to consider that. There's the holistic view, which is really looking at different cultures, travel habits, and people's preferences. The second is their profile. Now, whether they are multi-generational travel, whether they're individuals, whether they are groups, whether they're families, or whether they're children, which is, children is a huge area for us. People invariably book because a destination or a resort has answered the family question. And then the third is the curiosity, the curious traveler, because as Saudi opens up, there's still so much that isn't known. And so there is this real yearning for discovering the undiscovered. And that has lent itself to us to have to look at creating itineraries that are telling people what they can do because they don't know. Yeah. You can't, it's not like going to Venice or the Maldives where you control through pages and pages online and it tells you what you can do. Right. Those secrets are still our own, and I think we'll probably try and keep them as secret as we can so that people already feel that something's very, very special before they've even arrived. And people don't want, you're absolutely right, this cookie cutter approach to their itineraries. They really want it to be thought through thoughtfully. In fact, we've had quite a lot of visiting yachts over the last month, and someone phoned me and they said, okay, Rosanna, I get it. I get what all the fuss is about. and it's because we'd really thought it through. So it was effortless travel. It was an effortless stay. And that's the master of being able to do true personalized travel.
Absolutely. Feeling effortless, but knowing there's so much that happens behind the scenes to make that happen. So in the little time we have left, Rosanna, what is next for Red Sea as you kind of look to expand next year, and what's on the horizon for you?
Don't know, but we're all going to need a big holiday at the end of next year. We open up Chopra, Hub Island, which also will see the Chopra Links golf course, which is as sensational as it is stunning and challenging. We will be opening up Faena, SLS, Miraval, Jumeirah, Four Seasons, huge number of hotels on Hub Island as well as Amala. The great opportunity that gives us to pull all of what we've just discussed together is that all of those brands are very individual and personal to their guests, to their loyalty program, to how they position themselves. Our critical job now is to make sure we don't end up with hotel brand soup, but actually all of them stand in their own place within Red Sea. That's our big target, to get them all open and all happy next year.
Very exciting moment for Red Sea. If you'd like to learn more, you can scan the QR code on the screen. Rosanna, thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe.